My wife blindsided me for her boss and kicked me out, so I got revenge doing exactly what the judge told me to do. Over a decade ago, I came home to discover that I was being moved out by my wife. We weren't in a great place, but I was blindsided. I was also served with a protection order that stated I could not come home without prior written permission. I had to go through my wife to see the kids, and it was in effect for 90 days. I was devastated. A relative connected me with a bulldog of a lawyer. This lady was brilliant and no nonsense. She filed a rebuttal to the protection order but told me that these things take time, and we were unlikely to see a judge before the 90 days were up. She was very clear that I must follow the court order to the letter and that if there was any evidence otherwise, I would be in an uphill battle if my wife renewed it. It only took one day before my now ex needed me to take the kids. I had crashed at a friend's house, so I had no place to take them. We agreed that I would watch them at home. I waited a few blocks away while waiting for an email. My ex called me, and I reminded her of the details of the order, stating that I wouldn't come until I had permission. This happened twice more within the first week when I waited down the street. So I told her I wouldn't leave where I was staying until I had the email, which was about 20 minutes away. I texted her to remind her. The very next day, she again didn't email. We had planned for me to pick up the kids to take them to school since their school was only a few minutes from my work. However, because I had not received written permission, I ran out of time to drive to pick up the kids and then make it to their school and work. She called, furious that I wasn't there. I reminded her about the permission and explained that I was out of time. As a result, she ended up being very late to work that day. She then wanted to grant me blanket permission to come and go as needed, but my lawyer advised against it. Follow the order. The culmination of this was a few weeks later when she once again forgot to send permission. Her boyfriend was staying over but didn't have his car with him. They both had to get to work, and that was the day I learned that he was her direct supervisor. My ex had to call a friend from work to pick up the kids and take them to school, and the friend found out. Of course, it got out at their workplace. Within a week of that, the boyfriend was fired over their relationship, and my ex was suspended. By this time, I had my own place, so the kids ended up staying with me most days. I later learned that the protection order was the boyfriend's idea. My ex was quite mad about it as it turned into evidence that I wasn't a threat to her or the family, and the judge was quite harsh with her over it when we settled for support and parenting time. She called it intentional and harmful parental alienation. Sucks to suck, doesn't it? Update 1. A decade ago, my then wife, now ex-wife, began a relationship with a guy and kicked me out of my house. The boyfriend was instrumental in blindsiding me and planning on how to keep me from my own kids. Ever since, I've kinda hated him. I've always been polite and respectful with the boyfriend because he'd become my kid's stepdad. But I swore that if ever I had the chance, I'd get back at him. I figured it would be something petty, but then he gift-wrapped my revenge, and I've been running with it for almost 3 weeks now. My kids are mostly grown now, some in university, some in grade school. The university kids live with me while the high school ones still go back and forth with their mom. I'm also remarried now. My wife and I each have our own vehicles, but my wife owns and insures a minivan for when we all go somewhere together. The kids are free to use it too, as only one of them has a car. We only have one set of keys, so I put an air tag on it. It's a little transponder that tracks its location. I put it on there in case the keys were lost. About 3 weeks ago, one of my older kids took the van out for the night but ended up staying at his mom's on the couch.